Your journey has meaning every step you've taken, every triumph, every setback, every sleepless night has led you to this very moment. Nothing in your journey has been random. It might have felt chaotic at times. It might have seemed unfair, confusing, or even pointless. But if you look closely, you'll realize that everything you've gone through has been shaping you, molding you, preparing you. We often underestimate the power of experience. We're so focused on the outcome, the goal, the win, the recognition, that we forget how much growth happens in the process. You weren't just surviving, you were building resilience, grit, wisdom. These aren't things you're born with. These are earned, and you earned them by staying in the game. When others walked away, you stayed. When doors closed, you looked for windows. When life knocked you down, you learned how to get back up faster, stronger, wiser. Your journey has meaning because it's not just about where you are today, it's about who you've become along the way. The late nights you put in when no one was watching, the sacrifices you made when others took the easy way out, the risks you took when fear told you to stay comfortable, all of that matters. Not a single moment of that effort is wasted. Most people don't quit because they lack talent. They quit because they forget how far they've come. They forget that the road behind them is just as valuable as the road ahead. You didn't get this far by accident. There's intention in your story. There's purpose in your path. You have to start seeing your journey as your greatest asset, not something to hide, but something to hold on to. Because the miles you've already walked are proof that you know how to keep going. They are the evidence that you can do hard things. They are the receipts of your resilience. Your journey is your resume. It's your foundation. It's your power. When the road ahead looks tough, remind yourself, you've been through tough before. You know how to navigate pain. You know how to adapt. You know how to grow. And you know how to rise again and again, not in spite of your journey, but because of it. You said, keynotes too expended make it lengthy dawn. Add ending sentence without heading, Chat GPT said, certainly. Here's an expanded version of Keynote 2 without an ending sentence or concluding header. Keynote 2. Adversity is a signpost, not a stop sign. Too many people see adversity as the end of the road. The moment things get hard, when money runs out, relationships strain, support disappears, or progress stalls, they take it as a sign that maybe they're not supposed to succeed. But that's not how life works. Adversity doesn't show up to stop you. It shows up to ask you a question. How badly do you want this? Think about every breakthrough story you've ever heard, every entrepreneur, athlete, artist, or change maker you admire. Not one of them reached their goals without facing serious resistance. What made them different? They didn't interpret adversity as failure. They saw it as feedback, as fuel, as a signal that they were stepping outside the comfort zone, which is exactly where growth happens. Adversity is a natural part of the journey because nothing worth having comes easy. The bigger the vision, the tougher the path. Every storm, every detour, every setback is there to challenge your belief in yourself, your commitment to your goal, and your ability to keep going when nothing is certain. It's easy to keep moving when everything's going right, when the wind is at your back and the doors are swinging open. But true strength is revealed when nothing is going right, when you're tired, discouraged, maybe even heartbroken, and you still choose to get up and move forward. That moment, right there, is the birthplace of transformation. Every time you hit a wall and keep pushing, you're expanding your limits. You're becoming the version of yourself that your dream actually requires. Because dreams don't just demand talent, they demand toughness. And adversity is the training ground for that toughness. Sometimes adversity redirects you, not to defeat you, but to refine your strategy. It teaches you flexibility. It sharpens your instincts. It forces you to slow down and get clear on what matters. It exposes the weak spots not to shame you, but to give you a chance to strengthen them. And there's something else adversity does something powerful. It reveals who's really committed. Because the truth is, people quit when the struggle exposes that their desire was only surface level. But when your dream runs deep, adversity only makes you more determined. It forces you to rise up, to get creative, to dig into a level of resilience you might not have even known you had. You said, keynotes 3 expend it, make it lengthy Don. T add ending sentence without heading, Chat GPT said, certainly. Here's the expanded version of keynote 3 without a concluding sentence or closing header. Keynote 3. Success requires relentless commitment. Success isn't given, it's earned, inch by inch, day by day, decision by decision. It doesn't come to those who sort of want it, or who show up when it's easy and disappear when it's hard. It comes to those who make an unwavering commitment, not a temporary agreement, not a half-hearted promise, but a deep internal vow that says, no matter what, I will keep showing up. Commitment means doing what you said you would do long after the mood you said it in has passed. Anyone can start with energy. Anyone can make declarations when the excitement is high and the vision is fresh. But real success lives in the moments when motivation is gone, when doubt is loud, when results are slow and you choose to keep going anyway. That kind of commitment isn't glamorous. It's rarely celebrated. It looks like discipline in the dark, like practicing when no one's clapping, like sacrificing short-term comfort for long-term fulfillment. It's waking up early to work on your craft when others are sleeping. It's choosing growth over convenience. It's refusing to settle when everything around you says, just take the easy way out. What separates those who make it from those who don't isn't intelligence, background, or luck, it's consistency. The relentless ones keep moving. They keep learning, adjusting, refining. They're not waiting for everything to feel perfect. They're not stopping every time they stumble. They stay in the process. They fall in love with the process. And because of that, they build the kind of momentum that no obstacle can hold back for long. Relentless commitment is about having a standard for yourself that doesn't depend on circumstances. It means doing the right things even when they're hard, even when they're inconvenient, even when nobody else is watching. Because at the end of the day, success doesn't respond to emotion, it responds to action. Persistent, focused, purposeful action repeated again and again over time. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Success isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about not quitting when things go wrong. It's about being willing to take one more step, have one more conversation, make one more attempt even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged, even when you've failed before. You said, keynotes 4 expend it, make it lengthy Don. T add ending sentence without heading, Chat GPT said, certainly. Here's the expanded version of keynote 4 with no concluding sentence or closing header. Keynote 4. Vision pulls you forward when the road gets tough, and logic alone won't be enough to keep you going. Discipline will help, and grit is essential, but there's something even more powerful that drives human behavior in the face of difficulty. Vision. A clear, compelling vision is what pulls you forward when everything else is pushing you back. It's the mental picture of what could be, the emotional connection to what should be, and the unwavering belief in what will be. Without vision, it's easy to get lost in the grind. You start focusing on what's missing, what's hard, what's unfair. But with vision, You focus on the purpose behind the pain. You stop seeing challenges as dead ends and start seeing them as stepping stones. A strong vision acts like a magnet. It draws you into action. It doesn't just sit there passively. It activates you. It reminds you why you started, and it recenters you when you're tempted to quit. Your vision is what gives meaning to the struggle. It makes the sacrifice worth it. It turns repetition into mastery, frustration into fuel, and setbacks into redirections. When you're clear on what you're moving toward, even the worst days become part of the process, not the end of the story. But the key is that the vision has to be real to you. It can't be someone else's dream or a vague goal you heard in a motivational video. It has to be personal. It has to matter to your soul. Because the more emotionally connected you are to your vision, the more powerfully it will pull you forward when willpower alone falls short. And vision doesn't just guide your actions, it shapes your identity. When you carry a powerful vision, you stop asking, "Can I do this?" and start affirming, "This is who I am." You begin to align your daily decisions with your long-term destiny. You don't allow temporary feelings to derail a permanent calling. When people don't have vision, they settle, they give in to comfort, they chase short-term pleasure over long-term purpose. But when vision is alive inside you, it gives you the strength to say no to distractions, to delay gratification, to rise after failure. It becomes the internal compass that points you back to your purpose, even when the path wins or the weather turns. You said, keynotes 5 expend it, make it lengthy dawn. Add ending sentence without heading. ChatGPT said, certainly. Here's the expanded version of keynote 5 without a concluding sentence or closing header. Keynote 5. Every champion was once a beginner. It's easy to look at successful people and assume they were born with special talents or effortless advantages. We see their victories, their accolades, and their confident presence, and forget that every single one of them started exactly where you are right now, at the beginning. Every champion was once a beginner, fumbling through uncertainty, making mistakes, and facing doubt. No one arrives fully formed. Mastery is a process, not a gift. It's built by taking that first imperfect step, and then taking the next one, and the next, even when it's uncomfortable or slow. The people who win in life are those who refuse to let being a beginner stop them. They embrace the learning curve instead of resenting it. They understand that skill, confidence, and success all grow with time, patience, and persistence. Beginners don't know everything. They're vulnerable, uncertain, and sometimes awkward. But those early stages are critical. They are where foundations are laid, where muscles strengthen, where habits form. Most people quit before they get past this phase because they're discouraged by the discomfort of not being immediately good. But champions see beginners' struggles as necessary groundwork for greatness. Think about the icons you admire. Behind every moment of glory is a long story of repeated effort, failures, and early struggles that almost no one sees. They weren't instantly brilliant. They fell, they failed, they stumbled. But what separated them was that they kept showing up, learning from every experience, and refusing to let the fear of being a beginner keep them stuck. Being a beginner is not a weakness, it's an opportunity. It means you're growing, stepping into new territory, expanding your abilities. When you accept that you don't have to be perfect right away, you give yourself permission to take risks, to make mistakes, and to improve. That mindset shifts the entire experience from something to dread into something exciting, a journey of discovery. Every expert you admire was once in your shoes, feeling uncertain and unsure. They weren't born ready, they became ready. And you can too. The key is to move forward with curiosity and courage, knowing that every champion's story starts with a single step and the decision to keep moving. You said, Keynote 6, expand it, make it lengthy, Don. T, add ending sentence without heading chat, GPT said, certainly. Here's the expanded version of Keynote 6, without a concluding sentence or closing header. Keynote 6. Progress is power. One of the most important truths about achieving your goals is that progress, no matter how small, is a powerful force. It's easy to get discouraged when you're focused only on the finish line, especially when it feels miles away or shrouded in uncertainty. But what many people fail to realize is that progress itself carries immense energy. Every step forward, every little win, every moment of forward movement builds momentum, and momentum is the secret weapon that transforms dreams into reality. Progress, even if it's just a fraction of an inch, is proof that you're still in the game. It's a signal to your mind and your spirit that you can move forward, that you're not stuck, that the path is still open. And once you see evidence of progress, it becomes easier to keep going. It builds confidence. It fuels motivation. It reminds you that your effort is not wasted. Sometimes progress doesn't look like what we expect. It might not be a huge breakthrough or a dramatic shift. It could be simply learning a new skill, making a phone call you've been avoiding, setting a boundary, or even just showing up and doing the work when you don't feel like it. These small steps add up, and over time they create a powerful current carrying you toward your goal. In fact, progress is so powerful that it can overcome fear, doubt, and fatigue. When you focus on moving forward instead of waiting for the perfect moment, you build a pattern of success. You train your brain to expect results, which in turn helps you push through challenges with more resilience. This idea of progress as power also helps you reframe setbacks. Instead of seeing failure as a stop sign, you learn to see it as part of the process. Necessary step that teaches you something new, helps you adjust, and prepares you to move forward with even greater strength. Because progress isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. It's about getting up one more time, trying one more time, learning one more time. When you commit to progress, you take control. You shift your mindset from frustration to curiosity, from fear to action. You stop being paralyzed by how far you have to go and instead celebrate how far you've already come. And that shift alone is enough to keep you going when most people would give up every step you've taken. Every triumph, every setback, every sleepless night has led you to this very moment. Nothing in your journey has been random. It might have felt chaotic at times. It might have seemed unfair, confusing, or even pointless. But if you look closely, you'll realize that everything you've gone through has been shaping you, molding you, preparing you.